All right, we're ready to start on exercise 8, and then we're going to work a little bit more on simple page layout. And then we're going to add some simple rollover navigation. For this exercise, let me make it a little bigger so you can see it better. There's 5 new tags that we're going to use: the header, the nav, the main area, the aside area, and the footer. And what we're going to be working with is a 2-column layout, and this is going to be stepping towards making pages responsive. So we'll do the first page here about using these things, and then for the next exercise we'll work on it a little more and get it flexible. But for now, I want 1 page worth of content that you put on 3 pages. So the first page, you're just going to lay the content out in the natural flow so that if everything broke down, you lost your CSS, people could read down the page and they would see or read it in the order that you wanted them to read it in. So there would be like a headline and then maybe a subhead. So we're going to have a header area, and then we're going to have our navigation in a nav area, and then we're going to have an aside and a main area. And I usually put my aside on the left, but you can put it on the right. And the main area is that the header and the nav and the footer, when you're making a page, you try to make those consistent so they work together. And then the main area and the aside can be the areas that you change up your content. And usually on the main area, you might have a page identifier so that if you're, like if you have a page of products, you could have products listed as part of the thing so that your header stays consistent. Like if you had a logo or a business name, you would put that in the header area. The navigation is usually right next to it, although you can put the navigation in the aside area too. That's another way to use it. So I set up my initial page here in brackets, and I added my skeleton in there, and I titled it Exercise EX Page Layout. So this one is going to be natural flow. Maybe I'll write that, natural flow. So this is not going to have any styles on it really, except it's just going to have the content in their HTML tags. So I'm going to stop and put some content in, and then we'll talk about the pages. And when you do these pages, add an image in the main area, so you have to work with flowing your text around it, because these again are exercises where you learn things, you try things out. If they don't work perfectly, here's where you want to figure it out. So okay, I'm going to stop and put some more content in. Okay, I added a whole bunch of content here. So I have a headline and some subheads, and there's my navigation, so you can see that. And this content here is going to go in my aside area, and then the next area is going, or content is going in my main area, and then I have a little bit of footer content. So I'm using those new tags that we're covering in this exercise, and I don't want you, I actually want you to create some real page content. I'm just writing it this way so you can refer to this and know that this is what I'm talking about, and know the areas and things. So actually I could put, my logo would be in this, what is it called, the banner area. So here's the text content, the header area. Okay, my logo would be in this header area, as well as a logo tagline, or you can add your page identifier here. A lot of times, like I said, I'll put my page identifier in the main area. So you can see this doesn't have any styles for it yet, and I can add on the next page. I'm going to style it up and make it look good. So I'm going to, like I said, pull the same content in together and work on it so it makes it look good. But for now, all we have is the content in natural flow. And so build a page like this, and then take that same content and style it up. And then in the last page, we'll work on our navigation so it's like simple, but it has hover and it looks a little better.